What is up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm filming something a little bit different to my normal. I'm going to be talking about my story. I literally got this message here from one of my subscribers asking me to share my story so I can show his daughter. So I thought this would be a really cool opportunity to give you guys an insight as to how I got to where I am today. Let's get into it. So I grew up on a farm in the Snowy Mountains in New South Wales in Australia. I rode and raced motocross since the age of 5 and I was coached as a kid. I did all the girls events that you could ever think of. I was there. So growing up I did state titles, women's nationals, club days, and yeah, a lot of free riding. We would go to my friends' ramps after school and hit them, and yeah, we honestly had the best childhood ever. Some of my proudest moments growing up was probably getting chosen to go to the AIS to train with women riders. The coolest experience ever. So it was like a women's motocross camp out, and yeah, I went for a week and 15 of Australia's best riders got chosen and I was one of them. It was such a pivotal moment for me in, you know, learning about my health and wellness and training, and I met some really cool girls through that camp. And another proud moment, and I look back and I'm like, wow, that is such an empowering thing that I did at such a young age, and I didn't even realize I was probably inspiring women out there. But I worked with Dirt Action magazine and did a shootout with them for their 250s. I had to test and give my opinion on the bikes at the time. I think the coolest thing is being a female in that space, and you know, having the opportunity to go on the front cover. Like if you were a little girl and you saw, you know, a girl in pink gear on the cover, how bloody cool would that be? Oh, it's such a game changer. I feel like if you were a young girl and you picked up that magazine, you would firstly think, hell yeah, the girls, and secondly, wow, this, like, us girls are included in this sport. And I think being a male dominated sport, it really is empowering seeing women, you know, on the covers and doing cool things. So really cool to do that at a young age. So I raced up until around, I don't know, the end of year 12, and I ended up going to uni. So I kind of stopped so I could afford to go to uni. At that time as well, I kind of had like a really strong race mentality. I used to race every single weekend, like that was our whole lives, that's all we knew. It kind of took the fun out of it. I think the competitiveness was really toxic for me, not only as a racer but as a human being. So I made the call to quit, and it was the best thing I've ever done. If anyone is in like a really negative mind frame with riding, definitely have a break from it. Like have a year or 2 off, or 5 years. Like it honestly makes the biggest difference, because I look back now and I'm like, thank God I quit. So yeah, I ended up studying graphic web design at uni, and I also was studying personal training. At the time I started my Instagram and I really documented my fitness journey and my personal training, and I started to provide value to girls who were on the same journey as me, and I was talking about my struggles and how I'd overcome them. I was sharing workouts, healthy recipes, mindset tips and tools. I kind of developed a passion for creating content, and it's crazy now that I look back, I'm like, that is how I got to where I am today. So after finishing uni, I started as a web designer for an online retail fashion store, and then I moved my way up to design for Lorna Jane, which is an activewear brand here in Australia. And then after that I started designing for HAPPYTAYLOR. So I was creating content for like all these brands and really like learning about the online space and adding value and, you know, design, and most importantly what people need to see as well, to really help people on their journey. During my work for HAPPYTAYLOR, I was completely satisfied with my career. That was honestly my dream job. If you used to follow me from back then, that I was so passionate, and I honestly, if I was still working for her, I still would be. I absolutely love what her brand is about, fitness, health, everything, and creating for her and combining my passion of fitness and health with creativity, like that was my dream job back then. And I felt like I kind of got to a point where I was no longer striving for anything, like that is what I wanted to do, and I was just like completely happy and satisfied. So it was really cool to like experience getting your dream job as well. Soon after I got my job, I was experiencing a pretty rocky time. I'd experienced a breakup, I moved states, a few family members got really sick, and at that time I just felt like I had a massive wake-up call to just live life to the fullest, because you could die tomorrow, life is too short, and like you've got to be happy. If you're not happy, then what are you doing, kind of thing. And while I was really happy in my career, I felt like that something was missing. So I bought a dirt bike. After 5 years of not riding, I was hitting the tracks. My first ride back was extremely nerve-wracking. I went to Gap Creek, I nearly spewed in the car. I went by myself as well. I learned how to put a trailer on my car, which I've never done before. Was constantly checking my mirror to see if my bike had fallen off the trailer, making sure I'd done the tie downs correctly. There was so many things I was just like, didn't believe in myself with. And as soon as I got to the track, I felt so nervous. I didn't see one girl there, but as soon as I got my helmet on and did a few laps, I felt exactly the same as what I had ever been previously. Like I was hitting all the jumps, I was doing ruts, everything, like even body positioning, everything was exactly the same. My fitness was even there because I was 1 week away from doing a half marathon. So while nothing really felt different on the bike, what did feel different was intimidation of going to a male dominated track. I didn't see a female, as I mentioned before, and that was so daunting for me. So I ended up posting about it on my social media. Best thing I could ever do, because so many girls reached out to me and they were like, wow, thank you for saying this helped me so much. How you overcome that fear and doing it, it's just, yeah, it's really motivating to see. So I ended up sharing that lifestyle more and more, and then eventually my social media just became fully about motocross, and I kind of stepped away from sharing content on fitness. Like I'd still do it every now and then, but not as much. I remember my first race back, I did Day in the Dirt Australia, and I was so scared. It was my 3rd month back on the bike, and I ended up coming 4th, which I was like, I could not believe it, because there was like 20 girls or something, and it was such a confidence boost for me knowing that I still had it in me. But I just like free riding and having fun. I ended up just choosing to ride for fun after that, until I got this urge to race. Oh my gosh, that day I still can't get over it. I broke my knee in my like proper first race. I wouldn't call Day in the Dirt a proper race, but in a club day race I broke my knee. So that put me back 6 months. It was one of the most mentally challenging things I've ever had to go through, but what it did teach me is how awesome our bodies are. Like when you are stuck in bed with a broken knee and watching everyone outside going for walks, watching everyone go for rides, watching everyone walk down the stairs to get breakfast, and you can't even do that, it makes you appreciate your body 10 times more. So yeah, it really made me appreciate my life, my body, and what I'm physically capable of. So when I was in my recovery phase, I was doing my physio, eating the healthiest I could ever eat, having my vitamins every single day, my greens powder, and you know, setting my goals for the next 6 months. And also I was just like really focusing on my gratitude. I got back on the bike after 6 months and nothing felt different. Yes, except maybe my legs were a little bit weak, but that was it. Nothing felt different. I didn't feel scared to get back on. I felt like my mindset was really strong because I'd been working on it for such a long time while broken. And yeah, that's me. And ever since then I have just been posting on social media every time I ride, doing my YouTube videos. I really kept that passion for creativity and creating content to really add value to some girls' lives and really help shape them. Like yesterday I literally got a message from a girl saying that I motivated her to get into riding after 20 years of off the bike, and she went and bought a bike and she's like, I have never been happier. And I'm like, how crazy is that? That like my social media really empowered her to do that. Yeah, I find social media and like creating content is such a rewarding thing that I do, and yeah, that's kind of how I got to where I am today. Now I'm running Girls Can Ride events, working with coaches and trying to like bring more value to you girls. And yeah, it's been such a cool journey. Like I'm so grateful for where I'm at today. So yeah, that is how I got to where I am today. Hope that all makes sense. It's a lot of talking, so I do apologise. But so yeah, thank you for watching that.